Snow wheeling can be dangerous. It's easy to get stuck on a mountaintop where no one can come and get you with freezing temps and unforgiving conditions. Lucky for me, I met up with Nate from Dirt Lifestyle, who's probably the most knowledgeable snow wheeler I could hope to find. We decided to try out BC's most famous off-road trail, which was covered in 3 feet of snow at the top. And what started as a scenic drive in a winter wonderland turned into a game of inches as we battled to get off the mountain.
Do you think this is a trip stopper?
So we just hit the Whipsaw trailhead. I don't know how cold it is. It's probably like in the high 20s right now, so it doesn't feel too cold. There's about 2 inches of fresh snow on the trail right now, so it's pretty manageable in terms of snowpack. We're just starting, so we'll see how it goes when we get into it. So far, so good, and let's see what this trail's like.
Nate, you're the party leader right now, dude. I feel like we're having a little bit of a fiesta driving behind you.
Oh yeah, dude. I hope you're ready to party.
He's got these rock lights, and they're always on like light show, so they go from purple to yellow to red to green. It's the best.
We're here, boys. We're on the Whipsaw. We're going up the mountain. We're climbing.
Whipsaw is such an awesome name.
I imagine we're going to start getting into the deep stuff relatively quickly if it exists.
On the ski hill, this is what I would call like a groomed run. What snow level do you start to have fun? Like how many inches do you need before it's like, this is fun?
I don't know, 3 feet. Oh, dude, we're getting into it. But I could just feel a little more float.
It's looking a little bit more like a winter wonderland up here.
There's the cabin.
Nate, what are you making tonight?
I often on the weekends I have steak. So just because I'm not at home doesn't mean I don't want to eat good. So we're having steak. I like to saute some vegetables to put on my steak. I've got a little blue cheese crumbles to put on it over there. I like to eat well out here.
Lance, what are you doing? Definitely not steak, right?
No.
You're not making steak?
Meat.
That is so good. I like the best steak I've had in a long time. Thank you, Lance.
So another thing that Nate has is this gazelle tent that he put the walls on. And the idea is that we're going to light a fire in there with a propane fireplace that's going to heat us up. We're going to hang out inside this thing. It'd be nice and cozy. So we'll see if that's going to work or not later. That night, we got to know each other a bit around the fire. And that would make a big difference the next day when we'd have multiple problems to solve together.
And so when I go out by myself,
Good morning. It's cold. Let's have some coffee. Yeah, so it's 6:30. Boy, that really helps take the edge off. Man, I love coffee on a cold morning. Nate's making breakfast. We're just packing up, but we came in the night. We don't know where we are, so we might just put up the drone and see where the heck we are. So I made the mistake last night of airing down my tires a little too much. I've got like 9 and like 5, 5, and 6. And so we don't know what's ahead. I don't really want to take a hard turn on accident and throw a bead this morning. So I'm gonna use the Kraken air inflation system to air up. And the good news is the thing's so fast, I'll be done in like 3 minutes. If you're interested in learning more about this air inflation system, you can visit the link in the description of this video.
Mr.
Mr. Lance and Will, it is an honor to be out here with you guys. What do you think so far? Is this the deepest snow you've been in, or have you been in stuff deeper than this?
I've been in some snow that's been deeper than this, but not going where we're going, it would be like, you know, just snowed a lot on a road. This is a very different environment for me.
Yeah, ditto. I don't see this kind of snow too much because I'm usually rolling by myself and don't get into this level of risk.
You want like a foot in a hard pack, and then like 2 feet of powder on top of that is kind of like really nice. If it's fresh powder, like 2 really good fresh feet on top of a foot of hard pack, like it's phenomenal.
Being from Idaho, I'm no stranger to driving in the snow, but as I was about to find out, snow wheeling takes a totally different approach. You have to go slow to go fast, a lesson that was hard for me to learn.
It looks really awesome. I have no idea what I'm gonna do though.
You should go right up.
You got any fuel left, Will?
Honestly, I'm still learning this rig.
All right, Will, I'm gonna have you lead, dude. I'm gonna pull off.
Okay.
Different feeling being in the front.
Almost like snowmobiling or skiing a little bit. I love it. Love fresh powder.
So we're just making our way along the Whipsaw, which is so weird for me to say. Like, Whipsaw is like a legendary trail for me. It's like been in my imagination for so long. The fact that we're out here doing it in the winter in fresh powder is just a dream right now, and with like the best guy possible. Like, when it comes to snow wheeling, there's nobody better than Nate. So he's like giving me lessons, he's, you know, teaching me about snow wheeling, and I'm having a total blast right now. And I gotta tell you, being out here right now in the Canadian wilderness on this iconic trail in the middle of open meadows is just amazing.
We're trudging into areas that, you know, people just don't go with these rigs. And it gives you a sense of adventure, of discovery, and of, you know, just, it's like there's a specialness to it.
You just listed like half the reasons that I love snow reeling. We're the only people up here. We own the mountains, where in the summertime it's gonna be flooded with people.
Do you guys want to go see the cabin?
I would love to.
So this is Dick's cabin, and it looks like it's got lots of use. They were saying, I met some friends on snowmobiles over there, we're just chatting with them. They said in the winter, the snow is all the way up past the metal here, and this year the snow is really low.
I didn't go in, I was waiting for you.
Oh yeah, it's pretty creepy. It's like a Smurf cabin. Oh yeah, look at this, there's a little stove. You get warmed up. Hopefully not murdered or anything when you're in here.
I bet you this was originally for livestock.
Oh, but there is a stove in there. And get in this cabin?
I do.
All right, call me and I'll tell you all the reasons that I'm not coming with you.
I tell you, those are a couple of the nicest snowmobilers I've ever ran into.
This is how Canadians have fun, I guess. I get it. Looks pretty awesome. It sounds ridiculous. Sounds like a bunch of sheep on steroids. No offense, snowmobilers.
The views aren't bad, eh?
That blows my mind.
We've officially made it to real snow now. This is awesome.
Yeah, it looks like it accumulates in these flats.
And just outstanding views of those mountains to our left.
We've officially made it to the deep, guys. This is the good stuff right here. It's not like powder, like we were plowing over the hood, but this is the actual, real technical driving snow. Pretty serious snowdrift here on the driver's side. I think we might run into something. There is a problem in front of us. I think I'm going to drop tire pressure, gentlemen.
Looks like open field, lots of snow, hardly any tracks.
See how it's all kind of like, it came down pretty clean right here. whenever it snowed, and it just packed up. Right there you can see where the snow has been blown by the wind and piled way up. And then on the other side of that, it turns back into this. So what I'm seeing is some very deep soft snow right here. So
snow drift, right?
it's a big snow drift. And you can see there's like no trees that come right down through here. And so the wind has just been like piling it. So I'm gonna do my best, but I have a feeling it's gonna take a few attempts. We'll see. But I'm just reading the snow, and you can tell like that is deep.
Do you think this is a trip stopper?
How dare you even bring up a trip stopper? Pulling off the throttle as soon as I stopped. The tires keep turning and you're not moving forward, you're moving down. So I'm just kind of getting enough momentum to plow through these little banks that I'm creating, and then I stop as soon as it stops going forward, just to be safe. It's so easy to get buried.
Now it's my turn. Okay, Nate just plowed through this drift for me, so I'm going second here, but this Jeep does not float nearly as good as his Toyota does. I've just been kind of finding holes. I feel like I'm in a hole right now, actually. I can't even get going, so I think I'm just rocking back and forth here. No dice. No dice. Let's see what we're gonna do.
We give it way more winch before you start moving tire. Your truck needs to go forward like 4 to 6 inches before you start giving it throttle. There we go.
And come on back here.
So the plan is to kinetic recover him?
Oh yeah.
Like drag him through?
Yeah, because I have a feeling we might need to do more than one. So it's just worth it, just hook up right once. I'll get you there. Once he's back on top, I don't think it's that big of a deal.
4, let's do this. 3, 2, 1, go.
There he goes.
I'm gonna give you a big one. I'm gonna try to do this in one shot.
Keep going, Lance.
Thank you, sir. Not a problem at all.
Well, there you go. This is exactly why we wanted to come out here with Nate, because he knows how to do all these recoveries. That was, I don't know, probably an hour and a half of our day getting through this one little meadow. But a ton of fun. I learned a ton. It's pretty awesome to see that Tacoma doing what it does best in the snow. It's really impressive.
Need a bumper sticker that says keep the whipsaw weird, man.
100%. If one doesn't exist, we should make one.
Nothing here to see, just a kill out me, trying to cut some teeth, trying to figure it out.
Crossing these kinds of fields is really dangerous. We want to all be real nice and tight.
Nothing better to do when I'm stuck on you. I'm here trying to figure it out.
And I can see the top of where we're going in front of me. From there, we should start working our way down.
So here's the problem. I'm not really getting anywhere at the moment. I've been stuck for a while. Lance kind of bumped me out, pulled me out a little bit, but then I got stuck again. I think Nate is stuck somewhere, so we're gonna walk down and see if he needs any help and maybe grab his traction boards. Maybe I'm new at this, so I'm not exactly sure what we're supposed to do. But we'll walk down and maybe put our heads together with Nate. So Nate has also gotten stuck, and he is winching himself to a tree to try to get something to pull him forward. All right, looks like Nate is unstuck, and he's gonna try to turn his truck around.
We're gonna let a couple more PSIs out of these tires.
I think Nate's gonna go down to like 4 psi or something in the back and 6 in the front, or some crazy number.
No, 4 in the front, 3 in the back.
4 in the front, 3 in the back. It's very, very low. But that's what he needs to float on this stuff.
For me, the biggest problem that I'm having with all this isn't even necessarily how hard the snow is or any of that. I mean, we've only done a couple of recoveries. The biggest problem is that I can't see the trail. Like, I have no idea where it is. We're having to use drones to go up and guess where we see dark lines. And that's cost us so much time here because I'm zigzagging around because we don't know where it is.
Yeah.
And it's a big time suck if you want to get off the mountain anytime soon. So I think that's like a big part of our decision, right? Like,
We're not getting off the mountain tonight. We know that.
yeah.
It's a matter of like what.
Which wasn't the original plan anyway, right?
Right.
Yeah.
We're not getting off the mountain tonight, Lance.
Didn't plan to.
Lance has turned it into like the old man on the mountain.
Oh yeah,
He's at peace now.
He's sniffing the air. So how far through the gnarly stuff are we, do you think?
I don't.
You don't think we're
Well, so we're
in
gonna.
the
I mean,
gnarly
we're in the gnarly top, and we're gonna drop down into this basin, and then we're gonna climb up out. And,
You're right.
And then we drop.
So this goes
out
down,
again.
but then it goes back up higher than we are now.
Correct.
Not by like a boatload, but higher.
But this is what's getting me. Okay, so we did this last night. Piece of cake, right?
Yeah.
That's what we gotta do to get back to Route 5.
As far as like the distance, like I'm not as concerned about the distance. I'm concerned about the obstacle because we know how fast we can travel in the snow when we're not doing this.
Right.
Like, you know, it's 23 right now. It'll probably get into the teens tonight. We're just dealing with cold, which we're geared up for.
Not a big deal.
I bought 3 nights worth of steaks just in case. You know, worst case scenario, I have a steak when I get home. You know what I mean?
Why don't you get turned around? Because I think we're gonna need you to get off this hill.
Well, so I think that how this goes now that I'm aired down more, I think this is going to be a really big indicator of what we can do.
Yeah, right.
How hard is it for me just to get back to where I was?
Yeah, right.
How hard is it for me to get turned around?
Yep.
But by the way, guys, how badass
Oh my
is
God,
it?
dude! Come on.
We're the only ones up here.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
And those snowmobiles thought we were crazy.
Yeah, they were like, we didn't. Yeah, I got to put on my Canadian accent. It's like, we didn't expect to see any trucks up here today. Eh?
Well, I don't think we've ever seen anything up here like that today. Ever.
This is where we learned the only way to get off this mountain was to go back where we came from.
Here's the plan. I'm gonna have a permanent umbilical to you. You're gonna have a permanent umbilical to him, and we're gonna one-shot this back to old Richard's cabin.
Cross the meadow to the old tracks and keep going.
Yep. I'm gonna hit the Toyota button. I'm just kidding. I'm gonna start acting like a Toyota guy the rest of the time. I'm gonna flatten out my hat and I'm gonna start vaping. So you'll see vape smokes on the way down.
Oh, Toyota, get you home.
Yeah, I know.
Get you there, Toyota, get you home.
I see that in my comments all the time. Anytime I say something good about Jeep.
I don't really have good recovery points in the front. I'm not finished with this build.
Well, the good news is those hooks are stout in these.
Oh yeah.
It's a really good recovery point.
And they're gold.
Dude, like 10 years ago and beyond, everything was hooked.
Yeah. Yeah.
Makes a lot of sense.
Closed loop is relatively, like, it's not new, but it's only become popularized recently. But hooks work great.
Wind me up, put me down, stop me up and watch me go. I'll be running circles around you sooner than you know. And you jerk it out.
All right, so we are trying to make our way back to a little cabin to spend the night tonight. We're making our way through this meadow and we're getting stuck quite a bit. So what we're doing is we have a kinetic rope between Nate and I, and we also have my winch connected. We're just gonna leave it connected in free spool because I've been winching him back and he's been pulling me forward. And so right now what he's doing is he's trying to cut new tracks in this very deep snow. And should he get stuck, I can winch him back out and he can keep going. And should he not get stuck, I can follow him. So that's what we're doing right now. It's kind of I've never done a setup like this before, but we're just leaving the winch line and the kinetic rope connected.
This meadow full of uncompacted powder proved to be too much even for the Toyotas on 39s with 3 psi. Soon enough, we realized we needed to take a different approach.
Okay, this tugging and winching is not getting us anywhere. So Nate's in some pretty deep snow. We're gonna get the traction boards out. If he can just get 20 yards farther, he can winch himself out, which would be way better, and then I could winch to him and we could all get out of this mess. So right now we're gonna go for traction boards.
So we just gotta keep this thing up, and then every time it falls, we'll do that again.
All right. This is a doozy.
It's a doozy.
Hey, this is like our initiation to snow wheeling, man. I appreciate it.
Dude, this is not rare.
Okay, this is common?
This is very common.
Oh, good, good. Here I thought it was special. Go, baby. Go to your home. Go to your home.
Go to your home, Paul.
Go to your home. Woo-hoo! Back on the track.
See you later, dude.
Bye, dude. See ya. Nice doing trails with you.
Jeez, man.
What a mess.
It's crazy. You can walk in that and you don't sink at all.
Right. This stuff is just so, this has been compacted a few times, I think.
Mm-hmm.
This stuff's just open powder. Woohoo! We're moving on a trail again. Boy, feels good to be doing that. Boy, that was a lot of work, but it was also a lot of fun. I learned a ton, and I'm still having a blast right now, believe it or not, even though I think I just got stuck again.
At this point, we decided to get all the way back down the mountain so we could set up camp and start cooking some steaks as soon as possible.
Look at this T-bone steak that Lance cooked me, holy cow. And also we're gonna try this. We're going for a hike bourbon. Well, we didn't go for a hike today, but this'll do.
Inside the tent, Nate had a very special activity planned.
All right, so we are 3 Americans in a tent in Canada. And from what I understand, there is something in Canada that doesn't exist anywhere else in the world, certainly not in our world.
No, the world, the U.S.
The U.S., our known world, and that is ketchup flavored potato chips. So Nate made sure that we got a good sample
variety
of all the different kinds of ketchup chips. So we're gonna take a second and we're gonna go through every one of these things. And
oh, they got ridges.
Yeah,
dude, you got to try the spicy ones. Those are so good. I buy ketchup chips every time I come to Canada now. I discovered them earlier this year, and I can't remember which ones are my favorites. Every time I come, I just buy like 4 or 5 different brands.
Well, these are good.
This is the most ketchup-y. The other ones, I would argue, like, they taste like ketchup, like in the way that like a LaCroix tastes like whatever fruit.
Oh yeah.
It's like, oh,
essence of.
This barely tastes like lemon.
The extra ketchup-y ones is like, that's the most accurate flavor so far. That's definitely ketchup. Old Dutch in Canada. Old Canadian Dutch.
Those are really good. They taste really like potato-y, not like potato chips kind of taste a little bit different than potato to me, but this actually tastes like potatoes.
Oh yeah. This has turned into like a ketchup chip party. I think you need to get all of them. You need to this is like a vertical tasting.
Yeah.
Lance is gonna pick a winner, I think.
I gotta tell you.
The spicy ones?
Favorite chip? Favorite chip?
Spicy. Miss Vicky's. What is it? Sweet and spicy ketchup secret at PC? I see one's for the French Canadians. Okay.
I think those are my favorite too. No question.
No doubt. Spicy, ketchup-y, French Canadian title, my favorite as well. I think we need to eat all these chips tonight, guys. It's like saying we need to drink all this whiskey tonight.
Yeah.
As we awoke from our carb-induced comas, we found another majestic Canadian morning waiting for us. This would be the morning we'd convoy back to the United States, so we aired up and got ready to head out.
Okay, we went to the Whipsaw, and the Whipsaw whipped us a little bit, but we made it out, we made it back, and we still had a great night last night, and it was an awesome experience.
Yeah, I had a great time. It was really fun getting to both of you guys.
I have never done snow wheeling like that, and there's like no better person to take me out and do it than you, man. So I had a blast. Thanks.
You bond with people whenever you go out and you battle.
Exactly.
We're soul bonded.
So, but if you're watching this and you've never been out snow wheeling before, there are things that you need to know. So what I recommend is go watch Nate at Dirt Lifestyle, watch his snow wheeling videos. The guy's an encyclopedia of how to do it right.
Like, this isn't something that anybody should go do. It's definitely something I would never recommend solo.
Yeah.
But it's like, if you've got a good team of people, you're geared up for it. Like, it's so hard to beat. There's no bugs right now. There's no dust. Our rig, once the snow melts, our rig's gonna be cleaner than what we got here.
Yeah, yeah. So look, we didn't make it all the way through the Whipsaw this time, but I guarantee I'm coming back for the Whipsaw. Maybe in the summer, but I'm coming back for the Whipsaw.
You'll never make it in Hollywood, baby. You'll never make it in Hollywood, baby. You'll never make it in Hollywood, baby. You'll never make it in Hollywood.